Evening and a warm welcome once again to Minehead. Saturday night is upon us at the UK Open of Darts. 16 men still standing here, and of those the majority are well-known, seasoned professionals who generally get to this stage of these big TV tournaments. But one young man in particular was a complete unknown really until he started to slay some giants.
It's the machine! Hurricane! That was magnificent!
He's in the last 16, James Wade.
Christian! Here's a and the double! Christian Kiss nicks it! The lipstick is through to the next round. Hammer time! Mighty Michael! Champion darts from the champion of the world. Blistering display of darts. Captain Aden! Peter Wright!
This is your moment.
Double A for Kirk! What a story for the young man! Ronnie Arabian! Adrian Lewis produces a fantastic comeback.
Some amazing stories already at this UK Open. If you weren't with us this afternoon out shopping, you got to help us sunbathing, maybe watching football, gardening, whatever. Here's what happened. Wins for James Wade. Christian Kiss somehow against Vincent van der Voort. Van Gerwen was too hot for Andy Hamilton. Aden Kirk, a man we'll talk about shortly, beat Peter Wright after doing Philip Taylor last night. Adi Lewis just last gasp win at the end of the afternoon session. Terry Jenkins, Van Barneveld and Mervyn King are all with us tonight. As are Dean Winstanley, who knocked out the comeback king Stephen Bunting. Ian White will be with us again, as will Brendan Dolan. Kevin Painter, Mensur Suljovic, Gary Anderson, Jamie Lewis and Mark Webster all had the better of their opponents across the 4 boards, which now become 2. As we enter round 5, the last 16. Brendan Dolan will play the newcomer Aden Kirk on the main stage. They'll be with us shortly. Then it's Jenkins Wade. That one whets the appetite, as does Van Gerwen against Webster, who had a cracker at the World. Adi Lewis and Van Barneveld rounds things off lovely on the main stage. Best of 17, remember, at this stage, so first man to 9 still. The other 4 games, of course, will be on board 2, and we'll get to that shortly. Alan Warren a little alongside me. I suppose you could say we're approaching the sharp end of the tournament. 138 players have been whittled down to 16. Not necessarily the 16 we thought when we started.
Well, yeah, FA Cup of Darts, as we said, we're always going to get 1, maybe 2 people from the lower ends of the rankings, or an amateur. And Aden Kirk's the one who's everybody's talking about, and he deserves to be there. All the other players will think they've got a chance of not just having a run in this tournament, but winning it as well.
Yeah, no, absolutely. We'll come to Aden in a moment, but I mentioned there Adrian Lewis, who for all the world looked like he was done this afternoon by Ronnie Highbrecht. 7-3 down, and just found a way to get over the line, just found a bit extra when he needed it.
He's got so much experience, Adrian, hasn't he? But what he's done there is he's not only come back and won the game, he's come back against somebody who was playing well, and that's hard to do. He was 7-3 down, ends up winning it 9-8. Fantastic last leg against the throw, but getting his way back into the game was the hardest bit, and he did that.
That bit of composure, mental strength. I know sometimes it's almost like we overanalyse darts, because essentially you stand there and throw in. You can't affect the other fellas throw much, but that ability to cope with the situation is perhaps what often separates the winners from the losers.
Yeah, when you're at the top level of the game, you know that you're going to have a purple patch at some point, and that's what happened to Adrian there. Ronnie didn't play too badly, but just Aden was just that 1-2 darts in front of him and managed to get back into the game, so he's starting to think about it then. And all of a sudden gets to the line, couldn't get over it. Adrian took it.
He did. Now, as you'll be aware if you've been with us over yesterday and this afternoon, we had 8 boards going simultaneously. Boards 3 to 8 were in an area that Ned Bolting liked to refer to as the boiler room. They've closed that down, so Ned was wondering, what happens to me now? Well, of course, we've shoved him up to board 2, and he's got himself a man who's hard to shake off alongside him. I think that's Mr. Mason, Ned.
He might be hard to shake off, Chris Mason, but he's very readily identifiable in this evening attire that you've brought to stage 2. You look very smart indeed, Chris.
Thank you.
What a venue this is, by the way.
Yeah, it's lovely.
We haven't spent much time here so far, have we? But it's really reminiscent of the Circus Tavern.
It is,
Perfect, isn't it?
You've got a lower level where the board is and the main stage is, and it just sort of raises over 3 different levels. Great low ceilings, great atmosphere.
Well, we've only just got underway here. Mensur Suljovic is on stage now with Jamie Lewis, and it's quiet. It's going to get very raucous later, I suspect. We've got some great action here.
The crowd are really close to the stage. So it's usually a little bit quieter because they are aware that the players can hear them.
They can indeed, and I've got a feeling you've got the rabble upstairs with Matt and Alan, but down here you've got your darts, cognoscentia,
maybe your purists.
Your purists.
Yeah, there's some really good games. We're sport for choice, really. The 8 games we've got, they could have all been on the main stage, but I was just chatting to Kevin Painter, and he was over the moon to be playing in here. He had a 98 average against Burnett in here last night, so he's happy to be in here. Here's how it stacks up on board 2 this evening. Mensur Suljovic just got underway against Jamie Lewis. Gary Anderson then against Ian White, who's throwing impeccably at the moment, isn't he? It's a brilliant game. Absolutely brilliant.
Mervyn King, who's gone largely unnoticed so far, but here he is against Christian Kist, who got past Vincent van der Voort in a real thriller. And Kevin Painter finally against Dean Winstanley. That's going to be a
Winstanley 100+ average today against Stephen Bunting, who was heavily fancied to go deep in this tournament. And Painter's been playing well himself. I think his tournament average is about 98 at the moment, and he's really confident. He's up for it.
Absolutely. So are we. Thanks very much, Mace. So basically, the messages from down here, whatever you've got upstairs, we're going to match it.
Interesting, and ironic, really, that the 2 boys there are having to whisper when you think about the colour of Chris's shirt, which screams, I don't know even what colour that is. What is that, sour cherry or?
I think he put it in the same wash as Peter Wright's pants, I think. That's something to do with that, maybe.
Good call. Someone who's generally rather more elegantly turned out is our reporter Isha Goa, who's trying to delve a little deeper into this newcomer, the personality that we're trying to discover that lies behind the clearly excellent darts player that is young Aden Kirk. Over to Isha for a chat with the new boy.
Well, it's been the dream story of the tournament so far. One of the 22-year-old boy from Nottingham. He's won his 4 matches on the way to the last 16 so far, including the best darts player in the world ever, Phil Taylor, and the man who's table-topping the Premier League at the moment, Peter Wright. But we want to know more about the man behind the darts, Aden Kirk. Tell us, what do you do for a day job?
I'm a factory worker by day. I'm just being trained up for a supervisor job in the meat plant in my factory. Giorgio's, who sponsors me as well, so that's what I do for my work. Nice little plug there. Now, where did you start playing your darts? In my grandma's kitchen. It was my dad's mum that bought me my first ever dartboard, but I started playing on the old coil dartboards in my mama's kitchen, making holes in the floor, and that's where it started, really. That's a lovely story, isn't it? And who was your biggest win before the mighty Phil Taylor? Oh, not really. There's not many, really. I beat Joe Cullen on the youth tour, beat Michael Smith, but I've beat Andy Jenkins, but no one really big like Phil Taylor. They didn't seem very nervous out there on the oche against the likes of Phil Taylor and Peter Wright. What makes you nervous? My mum. Now, I've heard that she's a pretty big Phil Taylor fan, yeah, so really. She must have been absolutely devastated when you beat him. She was over the moon for me. That just went out the window. That went out the window, that did. Now, tell me a little bit more about your nickname, Captain Kirk. Are you a Star Trek fan yourself? No, I'm not. Scott Giblin come up with it. I was at a youth tour. I've got a tattoo that says the Ace on my arm, and Scott Giblin says it's a waste. I need to be called Captain Kirk, so I went with it and stuck from there. But you'd much rather be the Ace of Spades, though, surely? I'm always the Ace. Always the Ace. Well, you're certainly playing like it at the moment. Now, if you beat Brendan Dolan, who you're playing tonight, of course, what would you rather do? We're here at Butlins. What would you rather do on stage? Would you rather sing karaoke, or would you rather break dance? Probably break dance. Yeah, not a good singer at all. I can moonwalk, so. And you'd be happy to do that in front of a live crowd? Yeah, if I had to, yeah. Now, just lastly, the guys in the commentary box are wondering just where your haircuts come from and why you chose to have it like that. I personally think that they're jealous, actually. It's all right. It's not bad. It just needs a little bit more length cutting off the top, but I'm happy with it. If it's flapping about, it don't bother me. Good on you. Well, thanks a lot for your time, and good luck in your match. Thank you. Cheers. Thank you.
It's a great story. Obviously has all the trappings of young lad, works in a factory, introduced to the dartboard by his dad, who we gather is here with his girlfriend. And everybody starts somewhere. I'm sure you have fond memories of how you went from being a young kid who liked to play the game to suddenly breaking through into the professional ranks.
Yeah, it's that chance that you want. You've got to earn the chance. He's earned his chance. He's got through 2 great rounds against 2 players that he wasn't expected to beat, kept his composure as well all the way through, but he's got a different type of challenge now. He's now to getting a bit of attention, as we've seen.
Yeah.
Everybody's around him doing interviews, and he's going to start thinking about it. He's got Brendan, who's a very slow, methodical player. Nothing will faze Brendan, he'll just plod on. So it's a different kind of challenge for him.
It is, and with obviously success comes a little bit of expectation, which is a different feeling, as you say. What I like when I hear him speak, though, is that for all that he's a young lad, and obviously a little bit kind of slightly rabbit in the headlights, he seems to have that little bit of steel and composure that you need to be a professional at anything.
Well, yeah, you think about the game against Phil Taylor, you expected him to do about 3 somersaults in the air after he beat. He's just beaten Phil Taylor on stage on his TV debut, but he just gave it a quick one, shook his hand and walked off quiet. And the same with Peter Wright as well. You kind of expected him to just give it the old back of the net 1-0, but he just kept his composure, moved on. He's in the next round, he's keeping his head on the ground. He's getting a lot of attention all around him in the back room with the interviews and everybody else coming up to him and saying well done. So he's taking it all in, but he's just got to keep progressing now. Everything he's done, that's all finished with. He's got to start again tonight.
Well, he's going to get a rousing reception any moment. Now they're all in. Fancy dress, the order of the day, all ages, all shapes and sizes. I thought John Rawling wasn't available this weekend. Seems to have turned up out of the blue. Nice to see you here, John. It is, though, Messrs Dolan and Kirk who are ready to make their entrances. Here's John.
Hello and a very warm welcome. You join us live at Butlins, Minehead! Welcome to the Corals UK Open Championship live on ITV4 and all brought to you by the Professional Darts Corporation. Time to meet the players. Time to meet the captain, Aden Kirk! And now, ladies and gentlemen, time to meet the history maker, Brendan Dolan!
It's another test, another big test for young Aden Kirk. Can he cope with the challenge that Brendan Dolan is about to throw down at him? First man to 9 again for a place in the quarter-finals of the 2014 UK Open. Watching this one for us, Chris Mason has made his way to the box where he joins Dan Dawson.
Thanks, lads. 2 Englishmen, a Scotsman and a Welshman walk into the Coral UK Open.
With sticky feet.
Aden Kirk beats the lot of them and sends them home. It's not a joke, just a fact, mate.
Yeah,
and now he's got a Northern
story.
Irishman, Brendan Dolan. Can he complete the Grand Slam?
I can't see it, but I didn't have him down for beating Taylor, and I certainly didn't have him down for beating Wright, who has to be regarded as one of the form horses at the moment, leading the Premier League, World Championship finalist. But this kid, 21, just keeps turning him over.
Yeah, it's been a trademark in his wins over Conan Whitehead, Gerwyn Price, Phil Taylor and Peter Wright, where if he gets his chances, he takes them.
Yeah.
He's not pulling up any trees during the match.
No, it's fearless. Today was decent, 87, you know, it's not to be sniffed at. A little bit of bad doubling can get you in from 95 to 85 before you know it. So, yeah, I mean, he's obviously capable, he fancies the job, he's confident, he looks reasonably calm under pressure. And if you do give him a chance, in the very first leg against Taylor, he took out a ball finish. In the very first leg against Peter Wright, he took out a 1-2-9 on the ball.
Yeah, certainly settled him down in those, and he just didn't look back.
No. And the thing was, with Taylor, wouldn't have known the lad. You know, a lot of, when you play a player, you know, and you get to know them inside it, you get to know their capabilities. With this young kid, they wouldn't have known who he was. They wouldn't have known what they're walking into. Peter Wright, when he took that 1-2-9 out, had a look on his face as if, what's this?
25.
No opportunity for the power to work his mind games on him.
Exactly. And there's no one better in the business than Phil when it comes to that.
Ladies and gentlemen, first leg, Brendan to throw first. Game on!
So Brendan Dolan has the darts. World number 13. This is a tough, tough test for Aden Kirk. Perhaps doesn't get the credit he deserves, Brendan. Sometimes he's a slow player, but he's got quality.
Yeah, he's won. He's won a recent event. He's quality. He always ends up round the sort of mid to low 90s. He's a good finisher. I just think he has to be considered for a major title. He just needs to find just another 5, maybe 6% somewhere. And that's Sarah. I think that's Aiden's girlfriend. Jamie Caven there in the background.
The
only person who'll be feeling pressure in this match will be Dolan.
That's Teresa Brendan's other half. And yeah, you're right, but Aiden's not even made a quarter-final, even on the youth tour. He's not even made a quarter-final before. It would be mad if his first quarter-final was in a major tournament. His big stage
and of all tournaments, this one, and the draw he's had has been horrific.
Yeah, the greatest player ever, and one of the form players in the world.
Yeah.
Brendan, you require 170.
Well, he's made a habit of taking out big shots when it matters, Brendan Dolan, over the last few months. He's been in great form. And this, well, is he going to go for the bull? If he does hit another treble, he's hit it. Is he going to go for it?
No.
Just sets it up. Wise, mate.
Yeah. It would have been a nice psychological punch if you'd have took the 170 out.
Brendan, you require 32.
It would have been a statement of intent.
Yeah, well, Aden, as you said, taking out a couple of big finishes in the first leg of his previous 2 matches. Dolan looking to give him some back, but now he wants double 8. A little purse of the lips. From
a little bit awkward.
Game shown the first leg. Brendan Dolan, second leg, Aden to throw first.
17 dart leg to open his account.
137.
I did talk to Brendan before the draw. I asked him, you know, what would you want to be playing, Aden? I mean, he's obviously the lowest ranked player in there, but he seems to be playing without any fear. And he says, to be honest, I wouldn't really fancy it. The last time I played him, I had a humdinger, Brendan's words. He was 5-4 down, took out 154 to level the match, and then took out 126 for a 12-darter in the deciding leg.
So they have history. Interesting. So he will be aware that we've not quite seen the best of Kirk.
He knows what he can do. Great cover shooting from Aden Kirk.
BFH.
Aden, you require 111.
Is it going to be another ton plus finish for Aden Kirk? Well, no, it isn't.
Not now. Although, and he wants to set it up.
74.
And he's made a little bit of an error there.
Yeah,
so instead of having 3 clear darts, he's going to be under a bit of pressure to hit a 5. And at this stage of the day, that can go wrong. But no real pressure from Dolan, so this should be relatively simple.
Nearly a cheeky little double-double finish now.
He's had one of those already on double 8.
Now 161. This would be a kick in the guts for Aden Kirk.
Oh, this is the shot he made history with. It is 9-dart 501 double start, and it's on the ball. This will raise the roof.
128.
As they say in clay pigeon suit shooting, Paul.
So Aden Kirk levels it up, 1 apiece here. Just to update you on the other board, we have got the other match going on at the moment. Mensur Suljovic, the Austrian, 4-1 up on Jamie Lewis.
Not so gentle with Jamie.
85.
Good player.
Yeah, a lot of the big name players have been praising Jamie Lewis to the heights. Adrian Lewis saying he got a lot of bottle. Phil Taylor himself, when he beat him in Gibraltar in a final of European Tour event last year, saying he's going to go places and win things.
I used to play darts with Jamie's dad, who was a decent player himself. So he's got interesting. Not quite sure what that is on his head.
Off to see the wizard. He's not here anymore.
No, he's gone.
93.
Kirk has stolen the throw in this leg. Needs to switch to leave a finish.
59.
Dolan, the same predicament. Doesn't want to hit a straight 60.
Some 40 for Dolan. Gives him a potential 2-darter. And Aden Kirk's looking at a massive one. Or this would be massive. Oh, can't
took a
find
bit of a deflection.
84.
So chance to hold. Should at least get 1 dart at the ball if he doesn't hit the treble 18. But that's his target, treble 18, double 16 to hold. If he hits the treble, it's double 7. No, didn't even think about it.
61.
Second time Brendan's gone for the ball.
76.
Not up to the task. Is Aden going to take advantage? We've got 1 dart at double 4.
72.
Put a quick one in there.
Only require 25.
9 double 8 should be his route. Can't be called a marker, that one.
9 score.
Scrappy leg.
Require 4.
My old mate Bobby George says, baby's double down there. And the baby of the tournament gets it. Get well soon, Bobby. Had a hip replacement. I'm sure he'll be feet up, relaxing at home, enjoying a bit of the action.
100.
So Aden Kirk takes the lead. He managed to convert that into a victory against Taylor. Managed to do it against Peter Wright.
40.
He did it here. He's into his first ever quarter-final in any dart, any proper PDC darts tournament.
81.
Yeah, it's quite remarkable. It's the opportunities. That's why this tournament is unique. You just gives you so many opportunities. You know, from this, I mean, you can already see the lad's got a few sponsorship deals, and
100.
you know, he could realistically go from this now and go full time.
You always hear Michael Van Gerwen talk about the main ingredient for his surge up the rankings to be the player he is now after a few years sort of in the relative wasteland.
Yep.
It's confidence. Now, one tournament, one massive run at a tournament for a guy like Aden, I mean, could that be the making of a career?
Yes, well, it's a life-changing opportunity. You know, he will now, because he beat Taylor, you know, because he beat Peter Wright. I mean, these are the guys that 10,000 people are turning up to watch on a Thursday night. He will now have a following. He'll be getting bookings for exhibitions and, again, gaining more and more experience. You know, as long as he's got good people around him, he keeps his feet on the ground and, you know, puts in the hard yards, works hard at the game. There's no reason why he can't have a career. I mean, darts really wasn't a career option for young guys. Where now, you know, they're driving around in brand new Range Rovers and living in big pads. You know, it is a career. You know, it's a career choice.
£7 million on the PDC Pro Tour.
Is he allowed to
prize money.
drink?
I'm not sure.
It's not even a Sunday.
100. Aden, you require 120.
Pressure on this
due
Shanghai.
a big finish, Dan. Sorry, mate. It's due one.
80. Aden, you require 100.
Those Sun Plus finishes have been a signature of his game so far this weekend, Aden Kirk. Can Brendan Dolan throw some of that back in his face? Get the break back.
419's route for tops. Nope. I'm not sure about that. Use the treble 20 all the time. I'm not. If you don't hit with your first start, it's still effectively a marker or a range finder. Nothing wrong with those. It's no luck.
60.
The way he's been playing, Brendan might not have thought he was coming back. Been taking his chances, Aden, this weekend. Can Brendan jump on this one? Double top straight in. We are back level.
He's made a career of punishing your mistakes, as Brendan. He's known for that.
Yeah, make no mistake, this is not top level Brendan Dolan stuff here so far tonight.
But this isn't the normal situation. You know, he's playing a 21-year-old lad who, you know, it's a no-win game. For Dolan, it's just all about pressure. He's expected to win.
58.
But poor Aden, he will see the reverse side of the coin to this in the next few months, because anything he plays in, he will be getting shot down. People will be after his scalp.
Yeah, you're that bloke who beat Phil Taylor and Peter Wright.
That's it.
58.
22-year-old from Eastwood in Nottingham, home of D.H. Lawrence and Jeff Astle. There you go. Good knots, lad. Make them good in knots, mate.
60.
Just the 60 from Brendan. Aden looking to fill it up for the first maximum of the match. Has to settle for a 140.
Keeps Dolan honest, though. A great shot of a great shot. Another 140.
100.
Near.
$97. Brendan, you require 141.
I think 3-2's about right. Either way.
Yeah, it's going to be one way or another. As we head into the first break, who's going to nick this leg? And that doesn't help Brendan.
Oh, it's a super last to her.
Aden, you require 148.
Well, this would be ridiculous.
58.
So,
Brendan,
to go into the break,
46.
Everything on throw, 3-2 up, and they both want this break. They both will need to regroup.
Topsy wants Brendan Dolan, has to come down for double 10 for a 3-2 lead.
26.
2 more darts go begging.
Should be trouble 20 for double 15, 20-20 ball. Oh dear. That's a shame. He would have expected at least a dart at the ball there.
Brendan, you require 20.
Yeah, more missed opportunities. These guys only 2 for 9 on the doubles, a pair of them. Brendan looking at double 10. It's been scrappy. It's been messy. That certainly was. Don't miss inside. Cardinal sin from Brendan Dolan.
Schoolboy error. Well, somehow there's a break of throw opportunity and a chance to go 3-2 up.
You give this lad a chance. He is taking him. He's taken them all the way through this weekend, and Brendan Dolan has found out that he's in no mood to stop right now. It's not been the highest quality, but Aden Kirk, his dream run continues, at least for now. He leads Brendan Dolan 3-2. Oh, hello, yes. Welcome back to the Coral UK Open. This is the action from board 2, with Jamie Lewis still in there fighting. against the Austrian Mensur Suljovic. That dart made it 6-3. But right now, Aden Kirk, this dream run for the 22-year-old from Nottingham, is continuing. He's 3-2 up on Brendan Dolan. He's already dispatched Phil Taylor and Peter Wright in the last 2 rounds.
Must be a lot of people getting married.
Well,
we have confirmation there. There are more ludicrous outfits than Chris Mason's. Marginally.
Marginally. Early that. Sleep with one eye open.
Strong look, mate. Strong look. You know that. Well, Brendan would have liked this break. At least he can gather his thoughts, come out firing, play the darts that he knows he can. That's what he's telling himself.
Yeah, that's what's going to have to happen. He's a good sort of 15 points off where he normally sits, average-wise. It's 78.
95.
And I don't think I've ever seen him average 78. Certainly not at the end of a match.
Well, look, we've got
so
a
he
way
will
to go
improve.
here.
It's a long race.
98.
Batman and a couple of Vickers.
They obviously didn't go to the fancy dress place together.
Great darts. That's more like it from Brendan Dolan. Is this a sign he's just working his way back?
Give himself a good talking to at the break. Ball double 16.
32.
If he hits a 25, the shot's still on, which is why they go that way. 25 leaves 107. Yep, shot still on. Treble 19. Can't do it now. 88 left.
60.
Options now for Kirk.
115.
Treble 20 is there. He's going to get a shot. It's double top he wants.
95. Brendan requires 72.
Pressure on this now. Only thrown 12 darts in this leg, Dolan. Single 16 for tops. Tops for a break straight back.
52.
No, pulled.
Aden, you require 20.
Aden Kirk. Don't miss inside, Aden. He hasn't. He's got another chance and can't take it.
Brendan, you require
Struggling
20.
on the doubles, the pair of these two. Brendan's 2 for 12. Kirk's 3 for 14.
And we were discussing that the strongest part
Game
of
show
Dolan's
of
game
sixth leg.
is his finishing.
Brendan Dolan. 7th leg. Brendan
Everything's
will throw
deserting
first.
him.
Game on.
But in the end, does break back.
Great first dart for Brendan Dolan. Can't follow it up with a second
100.
or the third. He'll be disappointed.
Yeah, he's just not settled at all.
42.
I'm sure the pace of Dolan not good for a quick thrower like Aden.
100.
Likes to get on with it. And Brendan certainly takes his time.
That's more like it. Aden Kirk fills it up. That's our first maximum of the match.
7th of the tournament.
Can Brendan respond? Well, he could well. Oh!
123.
Deflected into the treble one.
Like buses. Waited 7 legs for one and only got 2 on the spin.
40.
Oh, he cuts that 180 in half. Visitor 40.
Yeah, it's no good. 180s if they're sandwiched in between 40 odds.
More like it from Brendan Dolan. Doesn't want a maximum here.
138.
That will do nicely for the man from County Fermanagh.
137. Brendan, you require 40.
So Brendan Dolan to take the lead for the first time since the first leg of the match. Tops he wants.
2 legs on the spin. Is he mounting a charge?
20. Aden, you require 102.
It's due a ton plus finish, surely. Bull double 16. Not happening. 79.
42.
The second time of asking,
20.
Brendan. Dylan Benz. Horrible double 5.
Game
Gets
start
it.
the 7th leg. Brendan Dolan. 8th leg, Aden to throw first. Game on.
Mensort now leads Lewis. Jamie, that is. 8-3. 1 away
29.
from a place in the quarter-final.
Tricky customer, Mensur Suljevic.
Very.
It's fair to say whoever gets through to the quarterfinals won't be relishing being drawn against him.
60.
No, he's not a conventional style, but some player.
Of course, it's not all over yet. We saw Adrian Lewis, that is,
84.
mount a fight back early on against Ronnie Hybrex.
Yeah, some performance. Some performance.
Terrifying when he gets going.
$95. $98.
Ah. Wonder, does he have a straw?
Fantastic venue, this, in my head. But there is something deeply disturbing about walking about this place at night and you run into a 6.5-foot man dressed as a gorilla who will lead you.
140.
Yeah. You start to look into your glass and wonder what you've been drinking. It's the biggest baby I've ever seen.
Yeah, less said about that, the better, mate. There's a bloke dressed as a banana at the back there. You want to watch out, there's a gorilla.
$60. Aden, you require 150.
Wow, he's got a chance. He's still got a chance.
135.
Well, Brendan ain't going to take this out, but he can put some pressure on it because the captain, Aden Kirk, is only going to get 2 darts at a double here.
Well, the hardest thing about that 15 for Aden is the 7.
125. Aden, you require 15.
Well, our bit's done.
Game
And he made that look easy, mate.
Yeah, 4 apiece.
9th leg. Brendan to throw first. Game on.
Well, look, Brendan's been involved in a couple of scraps so far. He beat Steve Beaton, he beat
77.
Nigel Hayden. It was a 9-6 and then a 9-7 against Hayden. He knows what it's like to come through. We mentioned that game when they played last time and he took out big finishes to
140.
beat Aden Kirk. Come from 5-4 down to win it 6-5.
I think that was the gorilla fella.
97.
And there's Keith Dellers having a night off. I wonder if he sneaked out there.
83.
Dolan's throw under threat yet again. That's a great time.
140.
Great adjustment around the first start. That was a blocker for most.
Yeah, you'll see some players that are more persistent than others around that treble 20. Yeah. Peter Wright, I mean, he would need something extraordinary to stop him throwing at that treble 20.
James Wade's another one. So stubborn, just stays up there. Although we don't really get a true reflection of the angle of entry from our position. We do get a shot sometimes from over their shoulder. You actually see what they see.
Brendan, you require 47.
So Brendan Dolan looking for 15, double 16.
Just to hold.
For a 5-4 lead. Gets it, he'll feel a lot better about that. It's been taking him more than 2 dots to find a double in the previous legs.
Yeah, his stats in that department, 5 from 20, only 25%. Second 180 for Aden. Well, that's mine, Dan. Where's yours? And what you drinking?
You can have the lot, mates.
I don't even know what that was. It looked like strawberry daiquiris, but we're in Minehead.
95.
Maybe it's a Butlin special.
Well, leaving a ton 80 here. Barely puts Brendan in touch.
Well, it doesn't leave a finish either. 180 would have only left 162. So 6 darts at 126. Good lad. Oh, he went ball for double 8. I think it's 52 left. Oh, I'll tell you what, that was a good job that didn't stay in. He would have bust.
We've seen 130 bust a couple of times, notably this weekend.
Yeah. Back to back.
97.
Taylor managing that in consecutive visits.
Yeah, bizarre that was.
Aden Kirk looking at double 16 now, and there it is. We are all tied up at 5 apiece here. Brendan Dolan and Aden Kirk, the 22-year-old from Nottingham. His dream is still alive here at the UK Open. It's 5 apiece. here at the UK Open in Minehead. We have our first man into the quarter-finals, and it's the Austrian Mensur Suljovic in the madhouse, now in the last 8. A 9-5 winner over the young Welshman Jamie Lewis. That's over on board 2. Getting going shortly, we'll have Gary Anderson, former Premier League winner, against Ian White.
I think I should be up there watching that one.
Back here in the main hall, though, on the stage, it's Brendan Dolan
and Hulk Hogan. Not Jesus again. I'm not saying we're a funny lot of the darts, but we did have Jesus thrown out once.
Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. The 11th leg is Brendan to throw first. Game on!
Your guess is as good as mine on that one. Brendan Dolan, 5 apiece here with Aden Kirk.
60.
And not the rip-roaring start to this
No,
final
he's
session.
not. He's not. Well, they've both been patchy.
137.
Aden with the higher average at this point, 85.54. To Dolan's 84.31. Which again, I think is probably 10 points off what we normally expect.
140.
You've been here, Mace. You've been up on stage, and it's not going for you. It's not your top game. What do you do to try and grind out a result as Aden Kirk? And he switched down for the 177.
You just sort of try and talk yourself into a bit of form, or I suppose the most successful players learn how to win ugly. You know, they have to grind out a result and just get on with it. I'd be want to hang myself by now. My head would have fallen off of the shaking it so much. I've probably ordered 8 large brandies for backstage.
Well,
Well, he's got 6 darts from here, Brendan Dolan. He doesn't need to go for the ball. He
2
may
trouble,
do.
2 treble 20s and a 9. Oh, it needs a treble.
60.
The door is ajar for Aden. Ton minimum, really, but
56.
should have gone for the ball with that last start.
You require 101.
64 would have left him 120, which is a much easier finish than 128. Although both require just the 1 treble.
Sorry, 49. Aden, you require 128.
18s first. Treble 20 ball.
63. Brendan, you require.
So what do you got,
52.
Brendan? 20 for double 16. The history maker.
It's almost a look of bemusement.
Game show, the 11th leg. Brendan Dolan, 12th leg. Aden to throw first. $46.
Are they here to watch Gary Anderson, maybe? Making a reference to his Flying Scotsman nickname.
80.
Chance here for Brendan Dolan on the Kirk throw to seize the initiative. Crucial stage of the game.
95.
It's a start.
Not quite enough there, really, to wrestle the throw back. Won't want a 140 here, Dolan, so may use the treble 19s now.
134.
Great cover shooting from
after that
Dolan.
first dart. Good thinking, leaves 170.
Brendan will do despicable things for a 140 here. Ain't gonna get it.
No, I think he gets a ton at this point.
60.
So,
170.
can he do the biggest finish of all? Might go for the ball anyway. Oh, look at that. Sets it up lovely. 130 leave tops.
112.
It may take a ton plus finish to separate these two. Is this the moment Brendan Dolan takes a 2-leg lead? Treble 18 for tops. Missed either side of the
Not
bed.
even sure about that. I don't. Same as the 419s. He's, you know, he's a prolific treble 20 hitter. I don't know why you'd even contemplate 418s for tops. Well, the boys got stones. Six apiece. Both averaging 85.5.
100.
Yeah, we are in another scrap here.
Yeah, this is a proper little tear up. This is all about who makes the fewest mistakes, I think, at this point.
And what about this for a moment of brilliance from Brendan Dolan? Still searching for his first maximum of the match.
Some more convincing leg from Dolan. 129 left after 9. Should clear this up after the most 6 darts for a 15-dart leg. Oh, it's treble 20 ball, but I can't see him going for the ball. Well, he will now to leave tops.
Can't ask for more than that in setting it up. A quick note from board 2, the Gary Anderson Ian White game has started. It is 1 apiece in the early stages.
Brendan, you require 40.
That could go 9-8 and still be over in about 25 minutes.
Certainly could. Brendan Dolan looking at tops. Right. Plenty of room, finds it, makes use of it. Brendan Dolan edging closer to the last 8.
2 away from a place in the quarters, which he's been making a habit of doing in recent months. And probably the last couple of years, really. He's found himself in the stage of major events.
99.
Yeah, he's very proud of the fact, Brendan, that he's just continually risen up the rankings. It's not been boom and bust for him. I think there was like 1 week where he might have dropped a place or 2, but it's been a steady progression for him. He's finally added tournament wins to it. He won 2 in a 3-week spell.
Yeah.
The back end of last year.
And that takes some doing. Winning on that Pro Tour. The standard at those has to be seen to be believed. 9 darters are a regular thing.
138.
Leaves 167, which we've seen today. There's 188 left.
132.
Well,
167.
the two biggest finishes of all. 167 and 170.
No treble for Aden Kirk. Dolan will be going for this, but he knows even setting up might be enough to pinch the leg against the throw and go within one of the last 8. But what a way it would be to seal it on the biggest of them all. It's not going to happen.
Well, he hits the ball as well. Typical. 419s, double 16. Well, we knew a ton plus finish was coming. We have to wait till the 14th leg.
Where are these coming from? He's just been pulling them out of the air all the way through this weekend when he needs them.
Yep. He's 2 legs away from a place in the quarterfinals.
140.
He has got to break Brendan Dolan though.
Well, that'll do. He's going to be chasing Dolan down in this leg. It's better from Dolan. Switching.
99.
He said on board too it was going to be quick. Ian White already 3-1 up on Gary Anderson. Back here though, a little bit more ponderous with Brendan Dolan on the Yorkie. He's quick.
It takes the old Bill to spoil someone's fun, doesn't it?
More like it from Brendan Dolan, looking for his first maximum.
140.
He's got to be telling himself, just 15 dart legs. 15 dart legs in my own throw. I'm going to win this game.
Yep.
Brendan, you require 122.
The averages will tell you. Not much, if anything, under 15 darts. Treble 10, double 16. He'll stay there. Another 15. He's double 16. Way back. Aden on 216.
Well, that's your point earlier. If you're not going the ball route, stay with a treble 20. That's what you're hitting. He did so there. He set it up beautifully. And Aden Kirk is way back.
Things, hasn't he, in this match so far? It's a tough enough game. Just playing the big numbers. That's a better leg. 13 darts. 1 away.
Aden Kirk now. Back against the wall. Needs to win the next 2 legs.
And produces at 140.
Brendan will want to end this here. He doesn't want to go to a deciding leg.
No way.
And what a way to go about it this is.
As a player, there's nothing worse.
First ton 80 of the match for Brendan Dolan. He does it in the penultimate, maybe even the final leg of the match. Well, he's rattled. He's rattled his Aden Kirk.
Recovered well with that last start. Just about keeping the throw.
Well thrown dart by Brendan. Disappointing not to.
Floated that one. Good last. Oh, Kirk needs really a 140.
100.
Does Aden Kirk think that he might have to survive a match start in this leg?
Depends. 2 trebles, he's in trouble. 1, just about hanging on. Can he take this out? Treble 20, treble 17 ball. Needs at least a treble. Well, we go for the ball. It leaves 96, leaves a 2 dart finish. And this to win it.
Only needs 1 treble for a shot for the match. Brendan Dolan starts on the 17s. He has the treble he needs. He's missed the big number. That is absolutely criminal. He's smiling, but he must be fuming.
He will be if he watches Aden knocked this 96 out.
81. Aden required.
2 chances at the treble 20. It's a good marker. Ah, that's unlucky. He adjusted, just over-adjusted. So tops for a scrappy one.
A real scrappy one. He's only been hitting 1 in 3 of his doubles. He's got 3 darts in his hand. Double top. This for the match. And it's there. And Brendan Dolan has battled and scrapped and ended the dream of Aden Kirk. What a weekend for the young man, though. He beat Phil Taylor, he beat Peter Wright, but Brendan Dolan, the history maker, was just a little bit too much for him. It wasn't stunning, but Dolan's into the last 8.